Four, 7. Maybe push that back a little bit. It'll go real dramatic on us. Photography isn't about the camera. Everybody goes, oh, I want the latest camera. It's about light. That's the game. If you know what you're doing with lights, you can make pictures that are totally different than anyone with a flash and a hot shoe. I use Sekonic L358s. I have 2 of them. I also have 2 other exposure meters back at my studio. All incident flash meters. I carry 2 meters because when I get to a job, the first thing that I do is I take a reading with both meters to see that they're within 1/10 of a stop of each other. One is a check on the other. I have a 3rd meter back at my office that never leaves. It's in a velvet-lined, foam-fitted box, and it's the standard meter that I measure the 2 location meters against. What I'm going to do when I use this meter is I'm going to feather it toward the main light so that that's my primary reading. It's calling for f11, and that's going to be my exposure. I use the Sekonic L358. Its primary claim to fame, aside from the fact that it's an accurate meter, is that it has a Pocket Wizard module. I use Pocket Wizard slaves, and that means that the pros that I work with all use radio slaves, and the reason why we use them is so that the people with the Instamatic cameras or the people with the little digital cameras can't steal our lights. And the minute Sekonic came out with the Pocket Wizard module for the L358, I was there. It was a major breakthrough as far as I was concerned. Can you believe this? It's like you feel like a star here. Incident light reading lets me shoot cleaner. My goal is clean. Reflected light reading requires that the subject be approximately a middle gray. That's what the meter is calibrated to give you the correct exposure for. Except you have brides wearing white, you have grooms wearing black, you have people who are 8 feet away or 20 or 50 feet away from a dark wall. All of these things drive exposure meters nuts. Incident light reading gives you consistent exposure. It eliminates the variances in the color of what the people are wearing, their skin color, the color of the background, everything, because it catches the light before it actually reflects off the subject. I'm into consistency. I'm into consistency from a business point of view. If I have to spend 12 hours on a job cleaning up my digital images and working on my exposure, could have shot 3 weddings in that time. You're going to back it away from the set because I want it to kiss these flowers, and I want it to kiss, no, this way. Back it away this way so that the beam spreads. That's good. And then double the power. All right? It's got to kiss here, and it's got to kiss a little. I got it. It's all right. It's only a 3/4 silhouette out. I set up like zones of exposure, of what an exposure would be on a specific area. Let me just get a light reading off of this. Basically, I take light readings of my background lights and I use that to determine what my foreground lights are. It's a little too hot. I think you gotta go down 1/3, okay? Perfect. All right, that's background light is sitting at like 8.6, so I'm gonna try to shoot her at f11. All right, if I'm going to think in my mind that on the dance floor I'm going to be working between f8 and f11 when I'm photographing people dancing and whirling and doing their thing, then I might consider that I want the backgrounds to be lit, depending on their color of course, I might want them to be lit at f5.6 or f5.6.5. And by doing that, it means that I know that I have enough light for it to register. And if we have a background wall that's black, for argument's sake, I might want to flood that area with a tremendous amount of light so that all of a sudden it starts to register. And then I end up with pictures that are totally different from the people who are taking pictures with the little digital cameras. I have lights with me, and I know how to use them. My goal is that my pictures should look demonstrably different. It's nice, really good, easy, hold it. Perfect.